Clarka Walczyk now up into 7th place. Marcus Shilkunas, I think, having a moment as we cut back here to the battle to 2nd place. Jensen Burnett under all sorts of pressure here from Dylan Stebler, who's holding on firm to 3rd place. Now, of course, when these cars get a little bit too close to each other, you can get that little bit of a washing out effect with the understeer when you're right behind in that dirty air. But I think these drivers are dealing with that pressure quite nicely here as they head down once again into the hairpin, and all the meanwhile seeming like they are closing in on Sugar Ray, who's in the lead here and still hasn't bowed down to the pressure. Kevin Ebby still on that rear bumper of Zach Drummond, not able to get that nose down the inside just yet. And you see two very drastically different racing lines from these two drivers. But still holding firm with the pace. A little bit wide there for Drummond. Some of the gravel getting kicked up there into the face of Kevin Ebby, but he keeps his composure. Looks to the inside here as they head up to the chicane. We go on board. Drummond taking the very defensive tighter line. Ebby's forced to the outside here. It's not going to work and stays behind. Very close racing from these two drivers. Clean and fair so far. But Kevin Ebby's going to have to try again to get a nose down the inside, not able to utilise that one. High shot here from the blimp. Cut back to the track cameras here, and you can still see that slipstream in effect. You can get a good lunge down the inside here as, oh dear, right, okay, something's happened. Jensen Burnett has taken the lead of this one. Kamto Chukaray's gone down to 2nd place. Now there's a gap of only a 10th. Now this is 1st, 2nd and 3rd on your screen. Dylan Stebler, I should say, still there in 3rd place. He's not been able to get past Chukaray just yet, as those two now having to fight off the Canadian Jensen Burnett, who's trying now to break away. Already around 0.2 of a second is the gap as they make their way again once more through that hairpin. You can see how close and competitive they have been, and with those lock setups, of course, it has meant that, well, no one really has been able to utilise breaking away. These cars are so incredibly even right now, and it is all a case of how you drive these cars around the track itself. And you can see now how Chukaray and Stebler are working together here. You can see a little bit of a lift off there for Stebler going into the braking zone up into the chicane. A lot of curb taken by the two drivers there, 2nd and 3rd. Jensen Burnett electing to stay off those curbs as, oh my, it's kicked off here between Drummond and Kevin Ebby. And again, that is in through the chicane. And I think a slight miss of the chicane for Kevin Ebby there, trying to get past Zach Drummond, who once again continues to hold off the advance from Kevin Ebby. Side by side for the lead here. This is as close as you're going to get. His teammate dives down the inside. Dylan Stebler nearly colliding into the back of Kamto Chukaray, who was again just able to hold on to that FIA F4 car down into that very tricky hairpin at turn 1 here at the Nürburgring. But all the meanwhile, the gearbox view from Jensen Burnett here really gives you an eye shot of how close this racing is. Chukaray to the inside of the hairpin. He's going to commit to the move as the camera chooses to cut to the blimp cam. But we come back to the racing now, and that is Chukaray into the lead. Nicely done there on the apex. But again, the question is, he's already lost that lead once. Will he lose it again? As at this moment in time, race is nearing its conclusion right now. I'll tell you how long exactly is left. Around 1.5 minutes remaining of the session, and still nothing between these two as they go side by side into the chicane. Hold your breath on this one. Surely it's going to be Chukaray, and it is. He manages to secure that inside line. Jensen Burnett giving that racing room and not attacking, but once again Chukaray's gone defensive into that final corner. That will unsettle his car on the exit. It will give Burnett the chance to get his nose down the inside, and it has just done that. Dylan Stebler will take that slipstream. It's gone NASCAR effect here, down in towards turn number 1. Stebler will utilise that slipstream from both cars here to see if he can get a jump on both of them as they go absolutely wheel to wheel, and good stuff from both of them. They just about give each other racing room, and Chukaray has to settle there, but not settle for too long. He's back down the inside. Beautiful wheel-to-wheel action between these two drivers, and in the meantime, Dylan Stebler just not able to get a move on either one of these two drivers as Kamto Chukaray holds on to the lead, goes immediately defensive into the hairpin. And here comes Burnett to the outside. Is he going to try the good old up and under here on the hairpin? He hasn't got the power at the exit of the corner, and he stays behind. It's a solid attempt from these three drivers. Absolutely line astern, surely not from Jensen Burnett into the right-hander there, the fourth gear right-hander. My goodness, we are 3 wide on this final lap, heading into that chicane. Now I said hold your breath with 2 cars wide. Let's try 3 for a change, but no. Burnett switches to the outside and elects to stay back as down the inside Dylan Stebler takes the lead. Burnett cuts the chicane. Sugar Ray won't be happy with that one. He's on the outside line here. He'll try and get the up and under if he can on this final lap. But look at this for Dylan Stebler. He stayed behind these two, squabbling the whole way, but on the last lap where it really mattered, crosses the line for that first race in P1. It is Dylan Stebler from Camto, Sugar Ray, Jensen Burnett, as Zach Drummond and Kevin Ebby were deciding who was going to finish P4, and in the end it was Kevin Ebby, Zach Drummond finishing in P5 from Manuel Miguez, Marcos Shilkunas and Klara Kowalczyk, who at this moment still in that race. They'll be heading into that final sector. But for Dylan Stebler, that is how you do it, says Dylan Stebler. Not a bad run for him, and is not afraid of any of these sort of situations. Vice champion in the junior Porsche Carrera Cup, the Esports, and certainly delivering here in the FIA Formula 4 during the International Esports Trophy here in Sweden. But fabulous run for Dylan Stebler. He'll be delighted with that one, as the drivers will take a short interlude before now and their next race. There they are. And for Dylan, a fabulous result there, finishing in a beautiful P1. Kevin Ebber there. And the rest, well, good to see what they can do in this run. We'll be chatting very briefly, I'm sure, to one or two of our drivers after a very close and intense race there. You can see there from the live camera, you can see Jensen Burnett in the background there in the middle of your screen with the blonde hair. He was one of our drivers battling the way, the Canadian, at the end finishing in third place, but a very strong performance from himself nonetheless, and we'll see those points come into play. Dylan Stebler then taking 15 race points ahead of Kanto Chugaray with 12. Jensen Burnett securing 10 points ahead of Kevin Ebby with 9. Zach Drummond with 8 race points from Amma Miguez's 7. Marcos Shilkunas with 6. And Klara Kowalczyk rounding out with 5 points there. Of course, 15 points for the race win. With the 3 races we will see over the course of it. Right, well, as we have finished one race, we will cut to another one. Well, Dylan Stebler, congratulations. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that microphone. I'm going to change to this one. That works out. Dylan, come a bit closer for me. There we go. Great race from you. So you were on the gearboxes there of Jensen Burnett and Chugaray as well. You were watching them fight all the way throughout that one. Final lap, you found the gap, you got through. Tell us, what was it like to see those two squabbling and you were able to just get a nose down the inside?
Well, it was a great show, right? I was sitting there with the popcorn, but honestly, no, I was not planning on doing anything aggressive this race because there's 2 more to go. But when I saw the gap, I obviously went for it. I knew there was always a chance that they were going to squabble and crash, or they almost did crash in the end. Luckily, we all got through, but yeah, I'm happy with that one.
No, it will be delightful, won't it? Obviously, like you mentioned, 2 more races to go. Now it's done on the finishing order of that first race, and now you're starting on pole position. Is this a new plan for you, a new strategy going into it? Are you going to be defensive straight away? You're going to focus on trying to break away?
I think all the drivers in the top 3 are smart enough to first try to break away before doing anything aggressive, so I'm counting on that. But I think, yeah, for sure I won't give up the win. I'll fight for it, I'll defend it, but at the same time I've got to keep in mind that there's another one to go.
Are you hoping for another situation like that with 3 cars battling, or do you want your own race?
You know, awesome would be to just drive away, have everyone else behind me battle, but yeah, we'll see.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Dylan. We'll see what you can do in that next race.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff there for Dylan and the rest of the drivers. I'm going to seamlessly transition from one microphone to the other, and hopefully it has worked perfectly. We will take, I think, a small moment now while the rest of the grid is gridding up, and we will see where those drivers, of course, will be starting, of course, in the order that they finish that race in, and we'll be back with race 2 in just a moment's time. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Race 2 is upon us now, and already we have seen Dylan Stebler taking a fabulous result with that race win, out racing the likes of the rest. Kevin Ebby now, though, with the 12 points. There has been some updates on that one. Zach Drummond going through. And there I'm seeing that Jensen Burnett has tumbled down my order here, and I'm seeing other things as well. So we'll update you on that one. And already to 6th place, Kanto Chugaray as well. So maybe some dramas out there. But we cut back to race number 2. Once again, 10 minutes of racing is underway, and Dylan Stebler this time around will have that run on the outside. He'll have to defend from Kevin Ebby, who's got the inside line now heading into the hairpin. He will immediately take the lead, will Ebby. Will he have it on the exit? Drummond covers off the attack on the inside line. Jensen Burnett with the black card there on the outside, trying to switch through. Does slot into 4th place now. Kamto Chugaray just behind. Manuel Maguez holding on, but there's a spin in the background. Chugaray goes round and collects the Clara Kowalczyk car, and that is absolutely disastrous for Clara Kowalczyk. Passenger in that one, and unfortunately that's her nose cone completely ripped off there. Heavy damage for her car, which is very unfortunate. Back to the front here, Dylan Stebler now with the clean air, with no 2 cars battling in front of him. Now can focus on breaking away. Now he's got his fellow Maffey Esports driver Kevin Ebby just behind. Kevin, no shy driver to a Formula 4, both in real world and sim, but great running for him right now. Zach Drummond still holding on to 3rd, but has got Jensen Burnett on his tail. These 2 drivers have raced in real life in the world of karting as well here as on the sim. And will they keep it just as civil as they do on the real track? We'll have to wait and see. As a little wide there for Jensen Burnett in the background, right on that rear bumper as they head down in towards turn number 1. He'll utilise the slipstream here. Will there be an outrageous lunge from Burnett, or will he stay in the tow? It is going to be a lunge. It's an outrageous lunge indeed. Down the inside at turn number 1. Is he going to hold it on the exit? He does. Absolutely superb on the brakes there. It is very easy to lock the front wheels up on these cars. Very easily, in fact, as I demonstrated in practice earlier on. But these drivers doing a fabulous job of holding on to their nerve right now as they once again exit out. So Dylan Stebler in the lead, is clear by half a tenth from Kevin Abbey, who's still there in second place. You can see the gap now holding up to 0.7 of a second, fluctuating between the two. Burnett and Drummond now, you would think, would start to work together to try and close in on the two ahead. We'll have to wait and see. Some dust getting kicked up there from the drivers up front, so maybe all not is well in front. This is the fight behind. This is Marcos Shilkunas and Manuel Miguez. We didn't see too much of them in the first race. We are seeing them now in race number 2, and we're seeing here Manuel Miguez surely not looking into the chicane here. No, backs out of it at the last second, and Marcos Shilkunas holding on to that 5th place spot. We go on board with Manuel Miguez, and you can see here the tighter inside line there opens up the throttle quite early as he pushes through, as Dylan Stebler now sets the fastest lap of the race. 1:28.654. It is quick pace that he's got, but it's not the qualifying pace that we were seeing earlier on. Of course, the situation with these cars is every time they start a new race, it's effectively a brand new set of tyres and the same fuel. So they should effectively have their qualifying pace every single race, but we're not seeing that just yet. We'll keep them close behind. On to lap 3 now, 6.5 minutes remaining of the session, and you can see here how Kevin Abbey is falling off the back here of Dylan Stebler. He is starting to break away now. The gap nearly a second. Jensen Burnett and Drummond starting to close in here, utilising their limited knowledge of the actual circuit themselves. They only had a brief amount of practice for the same for all of these drivers actually earlier on today, all with the setups that they have here at the circuit itself. But right now, still focusing is Zach Drummond, and will he be able to close in on these front two as well as Burnett? A big hit of the curb there on this onboard lap. You can see how much pressure he's putting down up to 4th gear, down into 3rd. A lot of motion on the wheel there as he heads through the final corner back onto the start-finish straight. Now we are seeing Burnett here closing in on Kevin Abbey. We saw the outrageous lunge he did earlier on, and Burnett does set the fastest lap of the race now, 1:28.316. He is closing on Kevin Abbey. Is he going to go for the lunge immediately? No, thinks against it, stays behind. And Kevin Abbey now still under pressure, but Dylan Stebler now can relax just that little bit, knowing he's got a second gap now from this field behind. If Jensen Burnett immediately starts attacking, which I can imagine he will, despite that lockup there, that won't help him out going in through the chicane. And right now, will have to compose himself just that little bit more if he can get a move down the inside of the hairpin. No, again, not close enough just yet, and will stay line astern. How we look backwards here from Kevin Abbey. You can see that Jensen Burnett closing in there. A lot of use of the curb through the right-hander into the left. Onto the back straight now. You can get up to a dizzyingly high speed here, around 207 kilometers an hour for the drivers. And these cars do max out at about 250. Only 160 brake horsepower. Doesn't seem like a lot that's modeled into these cars, but trust me, it is a significant amount of power that these drivers have got at their heels. Here is a slight mistake from Kevin Abbey on the chicane. And down the inside, Jensen Burnett will take second place away from him into that final corner. That is nicely done for Jensen Burnett, utilising that slight miscalculation from Kevin Abbey into the chicane, and utilises that now. But will Kevin Abbey back out of this fight, or will he immediately attack back? Well, the answer from Jensen Burnett is he's going to fight back. He immediately goes to the defensive line. Kevin Abbey will be able to get a whole shot here if he can utilise the up and under, but not close enough. Now is Burnett backing him up into Drummond here. Is Drummond going to capitalise here? 3-car battle for second place as Drummond lunges down the inside, and some may say he was off the track when he did such a thing, and Kevin Ebby will keep his kart down the inside here. They will be side by side into the hairpin. It will be Ebby on the inside, Drummond on the outside, continuing the wheel-to-wheel battle here, and Drummond miraculously holds on to third place here as he continues that trend on to close into Jensen Burnett, but Kevin Ebby not able to get his nose back down the inside. He's going to look to this on the back straight. He goes absolutely wheel to wheel. He's not fully alongside. He is now into the chicane, but it is Drummond with the inside line. Kevin Ebby will have to see what he can do here, and the only thing he can do is try and keep his nose down the inside, but he's going to have to back out of that one. A lot of that inside curb there on the second part of the chicane, and my knowing from experience of that chicane, it will penalise you quite harshly through that chicane. And you can see here how Ebby has backed off now on that attack on Drummond. So Drummond up to third place. Dylan Stebler holding on to the lead. There he is at the front of the field here. 2.5 minutes left to go of the race. And you can see fully in control here. No drama of needing to defend from the likes of Jensen Burnett, who has not been able to close in. Eyes on the rest of the field on this one. Marcus Schilkunas still just ahead of Manuel Maguez. They are still in a close fight, actually. The battle for fifth place still on right now. Only about half a second or so in between them. Kamto Chugaray is still in this fight. But right now is just a little further off the back of the field. There he is, and I can imagine a bit of damage he's had to deal with over the course of this. 31 seconds off the back of the leader at the moment. This is that Marcus Schilkunas and Manuel Maguez battle. Tantalisingly close still between these two. Marcus Schilkunas there in the black car. Maguez in the red machine as they head up into the chicane. You can see once again how close they are, but I don't think any lunge attempts here from Manuel Maguez. He has kept his nose clean over the course of the racing so far this evening. But it's been cool, calm and collected in his racing. And Marcus Schilkunas as well holding on to that one. Final lap board is out to Dylan Stebler. He has just got this one lap to go then. 1 minute 28 seconds away from seeing that checkered flag, and that could be 30 points heading towards his name. With that win earlier on, there is Kevin Ebby still on that rear bumper of Zach Drummond, but not close enough for the attack. There is the fifth place battle. Schilkunas and Maguez still heating up here. Surely Manuel Maguez is going to try and go for the move, and he is down the inside. It's a little wide there for Marcus Schilkunas, but he brings it back onto the track, and Manuel Maguez not able to make a move down the inside there into the chicane. So he stays there in sixth place for the moment on this final lap, as Burnett, Drummond and Ebby still maintaining a relatively controlled gap between the two of them. And all the meanwhile, Dylan Stebler in the lead is going to be looking at another 15 race points here to put him on 30 going into that third and final race in a moment's time. A very controlled race for this field. And for Dylan Stebler, a very nice run of victories. 2 for 2 then for Dylan Stebler. He rounds the final corner, 30 race points going to his name. Jensen Burnett, though, in a close second place, is coming through some 2.8 seconds further down the road. Here comes Drummond, wheel to wheel with Kevin Ebby. That battle closed in at the last moment, but it stays the same. Third and fourth for these two. No change for Schilkunas and Maguez. They go across the line astern, fifth and sixth place. Kamto Chugaray will cross the line in seventh place, but that is not the result. The young man from Nigeria will be wanting seventh place, and Clara Kowalczyk unfortunately retiring from that race. Heavy damage taking her out at the start after that spin from Kamto Chugaray. But there, Dylan Stebler again, a very controlled race, but a good run for him, and I'm sure he'll be ending this race with a smile on his face, knowing one more race to go could secure him that P1. But at this moment, still plenty of work to be done for the field. One more 10-minute race to go to decide the top 3 at the end of these qualifying heats. But there you can see Clara Kowalczyk, I think at this point now, just testing at the kart, but a smile on the faces for the drivers in the background. As you can see, Noah Wolf in the background of the building. He's decided to join us with spectating. But everyone primed and ready for this one. Well, those drivers suited and booted at the end of this one, then they'll be ready for their third and final race in a few moments' time. They'll be all heading back to their pit garages, I feel, before they've had a bit of fun at the end of that race. That is a suspicious smile from Jensen Burnett's face there, and I can't see his screen, but I'm sure he's done something he probably shouldn't have done. But there we go. Nonetheless, he is all good, and that still comes away with a very, very good result then for the field, which I'm sure hopefully we'll be chatting to someone. In fact, let's see if we can chat to Jensen Burnett if we bring him over on this one. Jensen, come on over. Let's have a brief chat with you. Second place in that one. A good amount of points going your way. Once again, going to professionally, seamlessly transition from one microphone to the other. Jensen, this is a little different from your usual scene, isn't it? You're usually wearing a race suit and a helmet and all that. Now you're in your pajamas at the moment, by the looks of it. Kevin, good race for you on that one. For you, are you happy with the results so far, Jensen, with everything that's going on?
I think I got disqualified in the first one.
Excellent.
So I don't know how good of a result that is. I saw Zach behind me, just decided why not white line it, and probably do the same in the next races.
You saw Zach in front of you, and you went for an outlandish lunge down the inside at turn 1, but it worked out. You didn't lock up, which I was quite impressed with.
Yeah, team orders. Had to do a little switch around.
Team orders. Yeah. Who was your team?
Zach and I, honestly.
So you're teaming up then, are you? Yeah. Excellent. But no, you've got away with that quite well. No one told me you got disqualified in the first race. That news wasn't passed to me. But what was it for?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Last corner, I went around the outside, got hit off, and then I tried to give back the position, and I got disqualified.
Something tells me you're not telling me the full story on that one, Jensen. But
I don't even know if I am, to be honest.
Well, great work for you still on that one, and still some good points. One more race to go. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hacking it. Why not? Let's go.
Excellent. Go for a good old hack. Good luck. Best of luck there, Jensen. As I once again transition back seamlessly from microphone to microphone. There we go. One more race to go then for the field, which is only a few moments away. We'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. Race 3 will be up very, very soon. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the last race that'll be taking to the circuit in just a moment's time. While we wait for that race, let's take you through a little bit of what the points are doing at the moment. Dylan Stebler, of course, with those 2 wins, has got 30 points, but it's not over just yet. He is still catchable. Kevin Ebby sits in second place in those points, 21 points to his name, just 8 points behind. So effectively, if Kevin wins this one, Dylan doesn't want to finish, well, 7th or at the back or anything like that. So he needs to make sure that he finishes in a good spot still at the end of this race. But with him starting on pole position, and if he can do what he just did, he's looking at a solid drive to the end of the race. Zach Drummond currently sits third in those points, 18 points to his name. He has been struck with a couple of penalty points from that first race. Jensen Burnett fourth also with a couple of penalty points in the first race has put him down to 16 points. Now he is joint on points with Marcus Shilkunas at the moment, who's been consistent with his 8 points to his name. So he sits there fifth. Kanto Chugare 7 and 6 points. But for the rest of the drivers, their job is also simple. Attack, attack, attack. Devin Stebler, who has been breaking away at the front of this field as we get ready to go racing. The lights procedure starting as the timer for 10 minutes will start counting down now. It's a good start for the front of the field then. Stebler will get a good getaway. So will Jensen Burnett. He switches to the inside line there, goes defensive. Kevin Ebby will have a look on the inside. Watch out for Zach Drummond on the outside line though, as they are 3 wide in the background. Surely they'll keep it clean. They do indeed, and that is still a good start then. So it is Dylan Stebler in the lead, Jensen Burnett from Zach Drummond, Kevin Ebby from Kanto Chugare, Manuel Maguez up into 6th place as Burnett takes the lead. Jensen Burnett into the lead of this race is going to now, I'm sure, defend this one like he means it. Now Dylan Stebler, that's down to 2nd place, and all over the gearbox there of Jensen Burnett as they go through is practically inside the camera as they head down into the chicane. And again, these drivers holding on to the pace now, onto the back straight. They climb up to a very high speed here, all the way up to 6th gear for the drivers, and already Jensen Burnett trying to break the toe. Is trying to move out of the train there as everyone closing in. This is the most closest start to the race we have seen so far. Drummond switching to the outside, switches to the inside, throws the dummy. Surely not. The door is left open, and round and over goes Zach Drummond out of the race. Just a slight bit of contact there between the 2 drivers, and now Kanto Chugare goes up into 2nd place. He has utilised the drama that has unfolded at the front of the field, and he is slotted into 2nd place. But look at this now. Dylan Stebler and Kevin Ebby, the 3 teammates, wheel to wheel, 3 wide into the braking zone. Rule number 1 of racing, don't hit your teammate. Well, this could happen twice over, but the 2 drivers stay, and the 3 drivers, sorry, stay in formation. Kanto Chugare, though, going down to 3rd place. Dylan Stebler up into 2nd, and all the meanwhile, Jensen Burnett breaking away. This is Kevin Ebby down the inside as well, trying to get involved as Manuel Maguez and Marcus Shilkunas fighting forward here. They are still on the rear bumpers here as they head down into the hairpin. Then on lap number 2 of 7. And again, not close enough just for the attack this time around, but Manuel Maguez holding off Marcus Shilkunas this time around. The roles are reversed. Dylan Stebler at this moment is still in a good spot here. A 2nd place would still give him a nice chunk of 12 points to his name. He would still take the lead of that one as gravel getting kicked up there from the 2 drivers running wide out of the right-hander down into the back straight, side by side again for the 2 drivers in front. Kanto Chugare and Kevin Ebby there fighting for that 3rd place spot into the chicane, but the 2 drivers staying clean through that chicane. And now Dylan Stebler starting to break away here from the 2 teammates just behind. He is wanting to close in on the drivers in front, and I'm going to keep an eye on those sector times. Well, believe it or not, quite consistent actually between the 2, but Dylan Stebler faster in sector number 2 and 3. He has closed that gap down just that little bit. It's down to around 1.3, fluctuating between 1.3 and 1.4 seconds at the moment. So Jensen Burnett still in control of that fight. as we look here at Kamto Chukare, who is still holding on to third place. Kevin Ebby not able to find a move by just yet, but continues to put the pressure on his Mafia Esports teammate here. He's pushing himself through. Jensen Burnett there, all on his own. 1.5 seconds clear at the front. He did say in his previous interview there that he was looking for a good old hack, and well, he's found that right now, breaking away from the rest of the field. As we're on lap number 3 of 7 right now. Kevin Ebby still behind Kamto Chukare, who has got Manuel Miguez and Marco Shilkunas. That battle closing in just behind. Zach Drummond has just got past Klara Kowalczyk as well. There is Zach on the recovery drive now. That fight through the chicane not putting him in a best spot here. There, Klara Kowalczyk still fighting at the back of the field. Good running from Klara so far. Of course, has not raced on our racing for a very, very, very long time, and now fighting in this one. She's doing a fabulous job here as the pace has got quicker and quicker as the night has gone on. And already you can see there those fastest laps coming in thick and fast, and that fastest lap heading to Kamto Chukare with a 1:28.405. So Chukare now starting to close in on Stebler, but that gap still quite extensive for the time being. It's a lot of real estate between the two teammates right now, as Kevin Ebby again continues to try and close in. And I'll correct myself from earlier on. Kamto Chukare representing Ireland in this event, and so far has done a brilliant job. He obviously had that drama in race number 2 with that spin at the start, but he has put that behind him now. He's doing a brilliant job here in third place and looking to collect a handful more of points. There on board with Kamto Chukare on the back straight. Up into the chicane. They'll get up to around about 5th gear. Well, he's keeping it in 5th gear there on the rev limiter through the chicane. Absolutely nails that first and second apex curb. I'm sure the real car wouldn't take too kindly to that one, but he's held that one on nicely as he puts the pace through. And you can see already the sector times coming down considerably here. Still a little bit off the pace though there in sector number 3 from Dylan Stebler, who was about 2/10 faster in that final sector alone. That may have been helped out with that chicane. As a moment there for Dylan Stebler, a little wide out of the hairpin, and did he slightly outbrake himself there in his hunt of closing in to Jensen Burnett? Well, the gap is down to around 0.8 of a second. He is closing in on Burnett. This fight certainly isn't over. 3.5 minutes to go of the race, and Dylan Stebler here could have a chance of coming away with maximum points here. And at the moment with 30 points to his name. This one here though, Marco Shilkunas and Mamo Miguez. Shilkunas to the inside, has got the move done and steps back up into 5th place. Miguez, who's held on to that 5th place spot for a large amount of this time in the race, has not been able to hold on to it for the entirety of it, but still in a close fight, and is keeping Marco Shilkunas innocent right now, as he is going to try and close back into that 5th place spot. Back with Dylan Stebler in 2nd place. The gap is down to 0.4 of a second. Jensen Burnett has been quick so far this race, but right now in this second half has not been quick enough, and Stebler has closed in quite considerably here. We look on board with Dylan Stebler down in towards the first corner. This again, they top out at a very high speed here, reaching around about just over 200 kilometers an hour into the braking zone, and Stebler is closing in quite a lot now. He was on that gearbox into the braking zone. It opens up again. The concertina effect really playing an effect there between the two drivers, but they're going to have to start thinking about making a move here. Does Dylan Stebler. Time very quickly running out. Of course, any move he makes will bring Kamto Chukare into the fight here, who's still there in 3rd place, 1.9 seconds off this lead fight, but still in with a chance if drama unfolds between these two. Burnett, of course, will be fighting this weekend on the main circuit here at the Awesome Ring in Kristianstad, Sweden. in, of course, the MotoKart.com FA Karting World Championships, racing in that OK class. But right now, fighting here, we look back from his machine to Dylan Stebler, who once again closes in under braking, utilises that apex curb on the first of those apexes, and he's closed right in here now. 0.2 of a second is the gap going into the final corner. Surely this is lunge distance going in towards turn number 1. It is. Jensen Burnett surely will have to take a defensive line here as Stebler will go on the attack onto this final lap of the race. It will be a defensive masterclass here from Jensen Burnett to try and come away with the race win here. Stebler on the outside will give the racing room and will not go fully for the attack in towards turn 1, but that's the first attempt there from Dylan Stebler in towards turn number 1 through turns 2, now in towards 3 and 4. The chicane, third gear through here. You carry the speed, keep it nice and tight on that first apex. It opens on the apex here as you go through the gears up to 4th, up to 5th gear into the braking zone of the hairpin. And no defensive line there from Jensen Burnett, not feeling like he needs to do so. Dylan Stebler not close enough for the attack, but we have seen how Stebler is quicker in that final sector. It has been quicker lap after lap, and through sector number 2, yep, just fractionally faster for Jensen Burnett, so still in control of this one, on board with Stebler with that slipstream. The gap 0.3 of a second into the braking zone. The last major overtaking opportunity is into this chicane, and of course the final hairpin, but he's not close enough for the attack just yet. He'll have to do something into that final corner, but the closing distance is astronomical. And Jensen Burnett, I'm sure, won't feel the need to go defensive here, but he loses the back end slightly in the middle of the apex, and now it will scupper his exit speed. It's a run to the line, but Jensen Burnett will have it all his way to the checkered flag. Jensen Burnett takes his first win of the evening. Dylan Stebler finishes second place. Kamto Chugare does secure a third place from Kevin Ebby, who will cross the line in P4, and those race 3 results does secure Dylan Stebler with 42 points ahead of Kevin Ebby's 30 points. Zach Drummond with 24. Jensen Burnett with those 15 points puts him to 4th with actually no, that puts him 2nd. He's got 31 points, so yep, Jensen Burnett goes up to well, he's 2nd in the points. He does. And with 31 points to his name, Ebby down to 3rd, Drummond 4th in the points with 24, joint with Marcos Gilcunas. Kanto Chugare 6th in the points with 23, Manuel Maguez with 19, and Klara Kowalczyk with 15 points to her name. A solid effort for the drivers taking part this evening here at the Awesome Ring Circuit. In Kristianstad, racing on iRacing on the Sims here in the actual venue itself. They're in the RGMC Hospitality tent this evening with 12 of the Swedish Federation Sims, and fantastic work from the drivers and a fantastic work from the officials team here as well, putting the Sims together from the Swedish ASN. A brilliant work for them as the drivers head back, but there they are, all making their way through, and once again there is a decidedly cheeky look there on Jensen's face as some more drivers have popped in to say hello here now this evening. It's quite late here in the paddock, of course on Wednesday. This has not been an actual test day on the actual circuit itself. Free practice for the main track here for the World Championships takes place tomorrow. Today has been a day of mechanics and drivers getting to grips with their karts in the awnings. And, of course, a lot of those will have gone home by now. But great work for themselves. There is the points then on your screen. Dylan Stebler will take the overall win then. 42 points to his name ahead of Jensen Burnett's 31. Kevin Ebby with 30 ahead of Zach Drummond. Marcos Gilcunas and Kanto Chugare. Manuel Maguez and Klara Kowalczyk will round out the 8 drivers in this field. Manuel Maguez, unfortunately, that race 2 picking up 4 penalty points did demote him down to 7th. He was in a close fight there with Marcos Gilcunas in those early stages. Right, we're going to cut to us once again, and I am going to professionally, seamlessly transition from one microphone to the other. Right, Dylan Stebler. Well, congratulations. Job done. Not maximum points. You had to fight in that second race, but a solid result. How are you feeling after that one?
Good, good. Yeah, it was last race, I guess, was just maximizing the points while staying safe. I knew I just had to finish the race, basically. So I was driving, not very aggressive. Nevertheless, I had about a 2-second lead to the front after lap 1 due to, you saw all the chaos. But yeah, I was able to close it, and it's 1/10 at the line. I think a few more laps, maybe one more lap, and I would have had him. But yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, certainly so. Was very close. That first attempt, though, as well, and you were closing in massively into that final chicane, really hitting those curves. You're not losing time hitting those curves, because certainly when I had a go, I got penalties galore when I did that.
Yeah, no, the curbs are actually really useful to turn the car in the last chicane. I saw some drivers, in the iRacing official weeks, a few weeks ago, I saw some drivers like Ugo Shuku weren't using the final curb, but I preferred using it. I think it's very much just driver preference.
This is the first proper event for you for the Mafia Esports team. It's a relatively new team for you as well. Tell us a bit about it and what you're hoping to achieve with the team as well.
Well, yeah, it's a new team. This is the first proper event. Kevin's done a lot of races already with it under the team name online, but I guess this is the first event we've, showed up at a real life. So it's a relatively new project. I think it's going to be really great, and I'm really excited for what the future holds.
What was it like racing with some of the boys who will be racing and girls who will be racing this weekend on the kart track? Were they fair or firm, or would you bring them onto your team?
It was fun. They were for sure aggressive, but if I could, I would definitely race this weekend, but unfortunately we can't. But I'm really excited to watch from at home as well. I'm wishing Jensen and Zach all the best for the weekend, and yeah.
Well, congratulations. Well done. We'll see you with those trophies a little bit later on, but congratulations to you, Dylan Stebler. Well done.
Cool, yeah, thank you.
Excellent stuff there for the drivers as once again I transition lovely seamlessly over. Well, there we go. Racing all done and dusted. Oh, we're going to chat to Jensen. Right, Jensen's coming over. Right, okay. Jensen, I will seamlessly transition once again over. Solid race for you on that one. P1, you said you wanted a hack and you came away with one. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I drove pretty terrible. I was losing, I think, half a second a lap. But what matters in the end, I was able to keep it. Scary moment, last chicane, got 3/10. I thought I was going to lose it for a second. And yeah, a lot of emotions for the team. Zach Drummond Racing.
Well done, Zach. Yeah.
And yeah, hacked it, had fun.
Excellent. What's the plan now? Dinner?
Yeah, a bit late. Would love to go eat.
Yeah. And go to bed. Yeah, me too. Don't worry. But congratulations. Well done. And best of luck this weekend as well.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff there for Jensen Burnett taking the P1 there in that. Well, have we got one more interview? Yes, of course we do. We're going to bring him in here. Right, Kevin Abbey finishing third in that one. Kevin, interesting run in that one. You had some fighting on your hands to deal with. P3, though, in the points. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I lacked quite a bit of pace in practice. The brake is quite different that I'm used to. So I was spending the whole free practice adapting and changing brake bias and trying out new things. So I messed up qualifying, but I think a podium is a podium, so I take it. It was hard fights in the second race and third race as well, but I take the podium. I'm happy with it.
It's a solid result still for yourself, and of course we spoke very briefly to Kevin about the team, the Mafia Esports team. Of course, he's been saying you've been doing quite a bit with that one at home and with the team and online esports racing. And of course, how has that name been progressing for the Mafia Esports team? Has it been going well?
Yeah, it's been going well. We've done the F4 Summer Challenge in summer. Obviously, I've been only able to race in 8 of 10 races and still managed third again in the overall championship. So it's going quite, but I will want a victory and not third, but I'm working on it, so next race.
Excellent. But it's gone well for you here. You're going to come away with some silverware, and I'm sure. Are you sticking around? Are you going to be watching some of the racing here at the circuit? Or are you heading home straight away?
No, we will head home on Friday night, so I will be here tomorrow and on Friday.
Excellent. Well, enjoy some of the racing here as well on the main track. But congratulations and well done with P3.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff there for Kevin, Jensen Burnett, and Dylan Stebler as well. But I think we are over with the interviews there. But a brilliant end to the event. 3 races there for the International Esports event here in Sweden. Fantastic from the drivers who took part. Brilliant work for them. Brilliant work from the official behind the scenes as well, and the Swedish ASN. Of course, who have done a brilliant job as well in conjunction with the FIA to bring this event to the World Championships this weekend, the first of its kind for quite some time, actually, for the worlds of esports, but a great event nonetheless. Myself, I've been Anthony Jordan, and from us here, we'll say goodbye as we will see these drivers crowned in the background. But make sure you tune in this weekend, of course, for the MondoKart.com FA Karting World Championship. It's certainly not going to be one to miss.